This is Dish Field in Austin, Texas, home of the Texas Longhorns. And tonight, the Longhorns and Aggies knew one of the greatest rivalries in college sports. This one on the diamond for the 375th time, with the winner advancing to an NCAA regional final. Underway in the first inning with Aggie ace Mitchell Kilkenny on the mound. He's allowed an infield single and he's hit a batter. 2-on for the All-American Cody Clemens, son of a Rocket, who's in attendance tonight. Clemens, a Big 12 Player of the Year with an RBI opportunity early for the Longhorns. David Hamilton reached on infield single. Duke Ellis took a fastball in the shins. There's the Rocket, 7-time Cy Young Award winner. And there's early visit to the mound for Rob Childress. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Kyle Peterson. These two rivals can't even agree on when this rivalry started. Texas says it was 1903. A&M says it was 1904. This is going to be a fun one. A lot of emotions in the stands and on the field.
We've already seen it. I mean, emotions from Mitchell Kilkenny, the starter for Texas A&M, who generally does not struggle with command. Went 3-2 to start this ball game. David Hamilton with an infield single up the middle. And then the first pitch, when he knows Duke Ellis's bunt, hits him in the back shin. Watch fastball location right now for Mitchell Kilkenny, because it feels like the emotions are the best of him. Well timed right there by Rob Childress to go out and just try to slow everything down in his mind.
Cody Clemens is having a magnificent season. He won the Big 12 regular season with a walk-off against TCU. But these are the games where you'll remember forever. 2-0. Kilkenny behind in the count.
Change up right there, and I think the intent was to try to slow him down a little bit more. Now you're staring at a 2-0 count, facing the best power-hitting second base in the country.
Clemens, top 10 in the Big 12 batting average in RBI, more home runs than anyone else in the Big 12 conference this season. The 2-0 from Kilkenny. Tim Vesey is the home plate umpire, and the count goes to 2-1.
We look back to Tim Vesey right there as the Rocket looks on, and it looked like Cody looked at him and just asked that as far as this one goes, just to see exactly where the outer edge of the strike zone is tonight.
And to add to it for Kilkenny, the runner at second base, David Hamilton, leads the Big 12 in stolen bases. Last night against Texas Southern, he became the first Longhorn in 7 years to steal home in a game. Driven deep to right field. The Longhorns strike first. This is the game, and this is the series where you cement your legacy if you're a Longhorn or an Aggie. And when you can take a curtain call in the first, things are going pretty well. It's been an emotional season for the Longhorns. Their longtime coach, Augie Garrido, passed away on March 15th after leaving his position a couple of years ago. In their first home series after Augie's passing, they won an emotional game against Kansas. Clemens has played hero all season long for Texas. Zach Zubia, double-digit home runs. He's connected for 10 of them. Driven deep left field. Logan Foster has room. Moments ago, Cody Clemens brought the fans in burnt orange to their feet.
How about this? Just sitting on that right there. 2-0 fastball. Cody Clemens knows he's going to get with David Hamilton with a fake steal, and that might have caught the eye of Mitchell Kenny before he threw the pitch. This caught the eye of Texas A&M dugout. Cody Clemens coming around just saying hello, and he made it 3-0 really quick. Home run at number 20 in the first. As if this place wasn't electric enough, had them all on their feet.
It's the eyes of Texas on the third base dugout after the bomb from Clemens. Mason Hibbler at the plate. First taste of this rivalry for Mason Hibbler came this year. He's a transfer from Odessa Junior College. And Foster has his second out. These games have been close. Each of the last three have been decided by just one run, but it's the first meeting in postseason since 2014. It was the only meeting in the postseason for these two. Indiana stayed alive earlier today. They'll draw the loser regional final tomorrow night for the winner of this one. Third baseman Ryan Reynolds. What's different for Mitchell Kilkenny tonight?
Well, his fast location early. I mean, you get into 2-0 count, you got to pump one into Cody Clemens, who's the one guy in this Texas lineup you circle as the one you don't want to beat you. They didn't have a choice there.
A strikeout and a tag to finish it. This base is buzzing early thanks to the son of a legend and the All-American Cody Clemens.
Texas, the visitors tonight. That works just fine for Cody Clemens. First two each, he erases it with that swing, takes a little peek at the dugout. This one might be fun.
Motivate, 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 motivate. Oh my God! Motivate, 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 go, motivate, 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 motivate.
Oh, come on. Do you know how much this cost me? You're killing me. Let me rephrase that.
A refrigerator, air conditioner, water heater will all die sometime. When you do, your homeowner's insurance won't cover them. Be sure your budget's protected with an American Home Shield home warranty. We help cover the cost to repair or replace components of your systems and appliances, no matter their age. Limitations and exclusions apply. Home systems and appliances will eventually die. Count on American Home Shield to get you back up and running.
Oh, the air conditioner too?
Be sure your budget's protected. For free information, call 1-800-952-7891. That's 1-800-952-7891. Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield.
Picture worth 1,000 words and more. Roger and Debbie Clemens. Mom got a snapshot of Cody's 20th home run of the season, which gave the Longhorns an early advantage over Texas A&M. Aggies had to rally in the SEC tournament to even make to the NCAA tournament, but they came into this weekend with the best RPI of any team in this regional. Here's a look at the batting order put together by Rob Childress. An average offensive season for a Texas A&M team that is known to hunt strikes and be aggressive at the plate.
They're young, too. Zach DeLoach, freshman, leads off. Michael Helm, the junior college transfer. Then they go sophomore, freshman in this Aggies lineup. Look out for Will Frizzell. The left-hander has real power. Just about hit a ball out opposite field yesterday for Texas A&M. They'll face a big right-hander today. Nolan Kingham has real stuff. It's a power sinker. We'll get into the low 90s, and that's really what he lives off of. I think the one thing to watch today, though, is he was down for a few days this week. Kingham had a virus. A few players on this Texas team did. The question is, how far can he go? Where are the legs as he gets out there? It was 100 degrees just a few minutes ago. It'll be in the mid-90s for the entirety of this ball game. If there's one blip on this Texas ball club, it's been consistency in this role. Their starters have not been great the entire season. Kingham has the ability to do so.
100 degrees right now, feels like 106. Wind blowing out to left. Freshman Zach DeLuch in the leadoff spot. To Hamilton, sure-handed shortstop. One down.
That's one thing to watch with Kim. You see ground balls, a lot of them early. They'll tell you right away how good the sinker is. Zach DeLuch not wasting any time. Looking first pitch fastball, got it, but the movement of that got it off the barrel and drove it right in the ground.
That'll bring up Michael Hellman. He's the SEC's batting average leader with a .367 mark. Third in the conference on base percentage. Helm is one of a handful of Aggies from Lincoln, Nebraska. Rob Childress, longtime assistant at Nebraska before he came to A&M. His assistants played there. And they have a lot of connections back in the Cornhusker State. Transferred in from Hutchinson Junior College, where he was the JUCO National Player of the Year, won a Gold Glove.
Coming into the season, all the talk was about Braden Shoemake, and rightfully so. He was the All-SEC second base as a freshman. Shoemake moves to short this year, goes All-SEC at that position. This guy's been their most consistent player the entire year.
Fouls another one off. A Bolt, nice big-handed play in the coach box.
He's trying to find the right one to throw that to.
Plenty maroon in the stands here at Dish Falk. Breaking ball way back, 2 down.
Good early signs from Nolan Kingham. The two-seamer looked like a bowling ball when it gets to home plate. Was borne in on the hands of Michael Hellman. He fouled 2 sinkers off. Nolan Kingham come back with a slider. Hellman swings right over the top.
Two down for Braden Shoemake, sophomore from Wiley, Texas, out of Wiley East High School. His dad Shane, a college coach. He's the head coach at UT Dallas. Has missed just 1 game in his Aggies career. That was earlier this season against Arkansas. A bouncer to Clemens. It's a 1-2-3 frame worked by Nolan Kingham. Needed 8 pitches for 3 outs. 3-0 Horns through 1.
Okay, $3.
Okay, bye.
So your entire credit card number was just revealed to 45,000 fans. Card lock from Capital One. Instantly lock your card before it's used to buy hot dogs for thousands of your closest friends.
What's in your wallet? What's in your wallet?
What color did you paint your room?
The moment you realize you didn't really mean any color you want.
We want you to feel great about your color choice. That's why we have a paint guarantee. If you don't love it, we'll replace it.
Shop Lowe's and get stain-resistant paint starting at $26.98.
We are bold.
Here's to Pizza Hut. Here's to $7.99 large two-top pizzas. And to our delivery captains, double-checking your order before it hits the road so you get exactly what you want. Here's to all the ways no one out-Pizza the Hut.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And in part by Dove Men Plus Care. Care makes a man stronger. And Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
There have been some heroes in this series, but very few have occurred in the postseason. This is only the second postseason meeting between Texas and Texas A&M. Longhorns say this is the 375th meeting. The Aggies say it's the 370th. Longhorns say the series started in 1903. The Aggies say no, that's not quite correct. We say 1904.
Doesn't that feel about right, though?
No doubt. Here's DJ Petrinsky. What we do know is we met in the regional at Reckling Park in Houston, Rice's home, in 2014. It was an emotional 3 games. It went the distance. Flagged down by Hellman. 1 down. Let's get you to studios. We say hello to Adnan Burke for the first time.
Hello, Tom Harton. Update on Florida State and Mississippi State. Elijah McNamee. A 3-run home run, 1-2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, 5th walk-off homer of the year for the Bulldogs, the most in the SEC, and Bedlam ensues. As you can see, they move on to play Sunday at noon Eastern. Tom, back to you and Kyle.
Adnan thanks. Here's Tate Shaw at the plate, and the lasting effect from that game is now the nation's all-time win leader, Mike Martin, known throughout baseball circles simply by his number 11. Is done for the year. Florida State goes to a barbecue at their own regional.
As a national seed. Beat yesterday by Stanford, comes back, and it looks like they've got Mississippi State handled. 2 on, 2 out, 0-2 count. Elijah McNamee goes deep. Jake Mangum lost his mind.
Get the feeling that that Mississippi State team with an interim coach this year, Gary Henderson, could be on a Cinderella type run.
You get the feeling they've been playing kind of in the we have nothing to lose category for about 3.5 months, and it clearly hasn't stopped yet.
Tate Shaw at the plate for Texas. Base is empty and 1 down. Shaw, a 4th-year junior out of Austin's Westlake High School. Kilkenny looks like he's found his stride. He's now retired 5 in a row.
Settle down after that home run, and sometimes it has a way of doing. Misses a spot here, but gets away with it. He's trying to throw a cutter, in the hands of Tate Shaw. That one kind of backed up on him, and it almost acted like a changeup. Wasn't trying to throw it there, but got away with it. Said pitch ended up moving a little bit away from Shaw. Velocity difference was about 10 miles an hour off the fastball.
This is Jake McKenzie in the 9-hole. McKenzie is senior from Dallas, graduated this year with a 3.95 GPA, a petroleum engineering major. And he made Texas Longhorn history back on April 17th. He played all 9 positions in 1 game, got the final 2 outs on the mound. Give you perspective on how rare that is. In Major League history, that's only been accomplished 5 times. And to make it even more impressive, that was only 7-inning game. Chopped up middle, that'll get through. 2-out single for McKenzie. Phil Miller, the first base coach, will handle the gloves, and we'll see if Texas won't try to get something going with David Hamilton. Hamilton chopped down a squeeze last night, ended up beating it out for an RBI bust single. Swings at the first, Logan Foster in the sunlight. And it'll close the Longhorn half of the second. They're the visitors here in home field tonight. Aggies got some work to do, down 3, bottom of 2.
thought I was managing my moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Then I realized something was missing. Me. My symptoms were keeping me from being there. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of Crohn's disease after trying our medications. And the majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission in as little as 4 weeks.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange are brewed with real lime and orange peels. You can taste the citrusy goodness. Well, you can't, but I just did. It was delicious. New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange, brewed with real citrus peels.
Adnan Burke back in our college baseball studios. USC Wilmington and Ohio State, bottom of the 13th. Kent Brown with the walk-off single, the 8th walk-off win of the year for UNC Wilmington, and jubilation for all those there. 13 innings it takes. As you see, they move on Sunday, noon Eastern, as the bracket continues in double elimination in the Greenville region. Tom and Kyle.
Adnan, thanks. More than a capacity crowd here at Dish Falk Field in Austin. They're overhanging the parking garage. That left field line. They're on the hill behind left. And you go back to that Ohio State reaction to the end of that game. I think that kind of epitomizes what college baseball is all about. A catcher consoling his pitcher knowing it was over.
Yeah, and I remember the moment on the field of Rosenblatt. We know that your college career is done, or in some cases just that the season's over. But it's I mean, one of the greatest things about this game is the two sets of emotions that it brings you in big moments.
Was hooked foul. Now folks behind the fence in left field occupying their spot behind the Augie banner. Ball and 2 strikes to Chris Andritzis. Andritzis had a big moment in the SEC tournament against Georgia. 2 homers in 1 game, 2 of his 7 on the season. Committed to Oklahoma as an 8th grader. Went there. He was their Friday night starter in a 2-way play. Into center. Tate Shaw has it 1 down. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com. Regional weekend ongoing now. Next week the Supers and then Omaha. A&M was there last year. They were on the road for the regionals. They've won 10 consecutive regional games coming into tonight. And then they're home for the Supers against 4-seed Davidson. Swept the surprising Wildcats and moved on to the College World Series. Here's Logan Foster, 0-1. To Foster's disbelief, a strike just about belt high.
It's been that way on both sides. Tim Vesey with a little bit of white strike zone today.
Foster, another Lincoln product out of Lincoln Southwest, chasing one out of the strike zone. 3 to dispatch him. Second K for Nolan Kingham.
The 2 sliders that Kingham has thrown in 2 strike counts. So the one that struck Hellman out, the one that struck Foster out, of the 2 best sliders he's thrown the entire day. You can tell on this one he really commits to it. Watch where it starts and where it ends up. Foster reads fastball, and a great look at it right here. It starts right by it. His eyes, ends up off the plate, down and out of the zone. That one's elite when he gets through it like that. When he tries to guide it is where it just rolls out of his hand.
Fouled off by the freshman Will Frizzell. Now this guy's got raw power. 6 homers on the season. Out of Rockwall, Texas. The left side, Hamilton backhand, plant, throw, a skip, got him. David Hamilton, sensational play in the hole.
He is one of the best shortstop in all of college baseball. We talk about the seed, but the reality is the glove of David Hamilton is elite. Has the ability to go backhand. Watch him stick right foot in the turf right away. Right foot in the turf, strong throw across. You know the one hop has plenty of time for Jake McKenzie to react. 2 perfect innings to start for North Carolina.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they'll walk away with something much more valuable.
It can't be. I'm not ready. I do spin class. What? The refrigerator? Oh, come on. Do you know how much this cost me? You're killing me. Let me rephrase that.
Your refrigerator, air conditioner, water heater will all die sometime. When they do, your homeowner's insurance won't cover them. Be sure your budget's protected with an American Home Shield home warranty. We help cover the cost to repair or replace components of your systems and appliances, no matter their age. Limitations and exclusions apply. Home systems and appliances will eventually die. Count on American Home Shield to get you back up and running.
Oh, the air conditioner too?
Be sure your budget's protected. For free information, call 1-800-952-7891. That's 1-800-952-7891. Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield.
There's nothing better than Omaha, home of the College World Series, and it is coming soon. 6 national championships for the Longhorns. The Aggies back in Omaha last year. The surprising run through the postseason. Here's the 2-hole hitter, Duke Ellis, hit by a pitch his first time up. He took one in the shin. Tim Bessie says he committed. 0-1. And just missed inside with 92. Ellis, first team all Big 12 center fielder. 20th round pick of the Mariners in 2017. Dad Robert played a long time in the big leagues, was part of the Diamondbacks 2001 World Series champion team.
Dad's former teammate.
How about that? Big bat on deck. Cody Clemens. And there's a runner on in front of him. Cody Clemens with 20 home runs on the season, tied for second most in Texas history. He's just the 3rd player in Longhorn history to hit 20, joining Kyle Russell and Jeff Ontiveros. 66 ribbies are the most since Brandon Belt in 2008. 3-run jack for Cody in the first. And he sees a first pitch fastball. When this bracket was announced, Cody got some texts from his buddies with the Aggies saying, oh, this one might be fun. That Shane Vogel is one of them that reached out to Cody. It was a little bit more than fun. Looked like it was personal when Clemens rounded 3rd after his home run in the first inning.
I like that.
You know, his brother Casey did the same thing to A&M a couple years ago.
Because it's true emotion. You feel that when you're in games like this.
First inning, 3-run home run. Don't keep saying gig him.
Didn't say a word. Didn't have to.
He's down swinging at a fat ball upstairs. Third K for Mitchell Kilkenny.
This is big for Mitchell Kilkenny in the balance of this ball game, and really it's because of how aggressive he was. So first pitch fastball, then comes right back with it. Then they're trying to get Clemens to chase, and I like that they went right back to it. It's not easy to lay off of a high fastball when you're as dialed up as Cody Clemens is right now. 4 pitches in the at-bat, all 4 were fastballs, and that time it looked like Mitchell Kilkenny had intent behind every one of them. It didn't look that way the first time he faced Clemens.
Zach Zubia, ground ball left side. Jancha diving, smothering, stop, but he throws it high. Everybody safe with 1 out here in the third.
Jancha's got to let this ball go. If you have to lay out on a slow roller at third base like that, you know your shortstop's right behind. Watch where Shoemake is. So Jancha goes all the way across. Shoemake's, all of his momentum is coming in towards that. The throw's going to have more on it. Jancha has to lay out, kind of tackles it to start. And then ultimately goes from his knees and the ball sails on it. There was an old rule that said if you're a third base and get everything you can get to, it's different if your right goes directly towards second base and you have to dive. That's a lot easier play for Shoemake to make.
Jancha was the opening day shortstop for the Aggies 2 years ago as a freshman. Been cemented at third since that year. To abort for Mason Hibbler. Hibbler was unrecruited out of Cypress Ranch High School in Cypress, Texas. Ended up at Odessa Junior College, where he grew into his body and grew into a home run hitter. 6 feet 190 now. Put on about 35 pounds since his junior year of high school. Going into his last weekend at Odessa Junior College freshman year, they were out of any sort of postseason berth. They're playing at the string, and his coach gave him some advice that's still with him. He said, hey, you're big enough now. Just try to hit it over the fence. He had 4 home runs that weekend. He found his power. That's great coaching. Just hit it over the fence.
Sometimes the simple stuff is the best stuff. Swing hard. May work.
Swing hard in case you hit. Keep an eye on Ellis at second. Zubia behind him at first. Swing and a miss for Hibbler. 4th strikeout for Kilkenny. Let's go back to Adnan for a studio update.
All right, Tom, thank you. An update on New Mexico State and Kent State. This is Pete Schuler. In the bottom of the 8th, a 2-run home run. The first win for Kent State since they beat Florida, the 2012 College World Series. 2-1 final. Tom, you Kyle.
All right, Adnan, thanks. In other news, the winner of this regional will meet up with the winner from the Oxford, Mississippi regional. They got rained out yesterday. Ole Miss just tied up early on with SLU, St. Louis University. Fly ball to left off the bat of Ryan Reynolds. Logan Foster's been earning his scholarship money so far tonight. No runs on a hit, a couple left. Middle of the third. Longhorns lead.
The double A. It's like dance with me, second base. Altuve and Correa can do the steps with their eyes closed. Each knows where the other will be. Speed, grace, beauty, perfection. The timing must be impeccable. Bang, bang for the double play. Ah, Jose Carlos,
They're perfect dance partners. Sunday Night Baseball, Red Sox Astros tomorrow at 7:30 on ESPN Telecast, presented by Taco Bell.
Belle's a real climber. In her lifetime, she'll scale miles of furniture. That's why she needs a tailored recipe from Iams to help her reach new heights. Iams, who I am.
Applebee's 2 for $20 now with steak. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
A quarter-pound double cheeseburger and tots for $2.99.
Makes kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef,
double the cheese,
double the tots.
Ooh, that was loud.
You could hear that?
Yeah.
That's not good that you could hear it.
Now try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or slinger with tots for just $99. Get them while they last.
Hello Window Designs. Tested from -40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and subjected to wind-driven rain. They're even engineered to stop hurricane debris from penetrating your home. All with distinctive style that goes beyond the ordinary. Hello Windows and Doors. Perfectly beautiful.
This time, it's his turn. You have 4.3 minutes to yourself. This calls for a taste of cheesecake. Philadelphia Cheesecake Cups. Rich, creamy cheesecake with real strawberries. Find them with the refrigerated desserts.
Major League Draft is Monday night at 7 o'clock, and there'll be plenty of college players taken early. Key Law says 4 of the top 10 picks will be college players that are participating in the NCAA postseason, including the presumptive #1 overall pick, Casey Mize, who's throwing tonight for Auburn as they match up with Army. All of the pitchers you see listed there are throwing or have thrown today.
It's a pretty good day if you like the top talent in the entire country. Casey Mize, all signs point to him being the first overall pick. Brady Singer goes for Florida tonight. To see Nick Madrigal back and healthy for Oregon State. Beavers and LSU later tonight.
Mize just took the mound in Raleigh in a downpour as Auburn matches up with Army. Army upset NC State to set up that matchup. Here's Alante Wingate Jr. from Beaumont, Texas, hitting the 7-hole. A lot more playing time for Wingate late in the season in both right field and at third base. He originally started his college career at the University of Houston. Kingham just misses away.
It's off the plate, but a good miss. It's exactly where he was trying to go with that, and where Kingham struggles sometimes is fastball glove side. So the fastball on the outside part of the plate to the right-hander. That is not as natural as the fastball on the inside part of the right-hander is, given his mechanics.
Breaking ball just missed inside. He misses 2 in a row after pumping 8 straight strikes for that.
Watch the glove. Watch where it starts and where it ends up. You can see the move of Petrusky. Wanted that slider on the outside part of the plate, backed up a little bit.
No, Kingham is not allowed to hit yet. He has not allowed a base runner. This is the first 3-ball count for Kingham today. And Alante Wingate will be the first Aggie base runner. ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip around coverage also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All coverage, as always, is available on the ESPN app. We've got it on in the booth right now, and we're watching an absolute downpour in Raleigh, North Carolina, with the presumptive #1 overall pick of the Detroit Tigers trying to pitch through the rain. Auburn and Army are scoreless in the bottom of 1.
I don't think that at all. I mean, you got to know it's going to rain. That stuff just to pop up when it's raining that hard. And clearly, if you're Auburn, you know where Casey Mize from a draft standpoint stands. If you go out and get him hot and he throws, it rains, and you can sit for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It is not easy to look yourself in the mirror running back out there.
And you can bet the Detroit Tigers are watching closely as well, or the San Francisco Giants, who have the #2 overall pick. There was some concern in Tallahassee today. Drew Parrish threw About 135 pitches after sitting out through a lengthy rain delay. They brought him back out.
Sat over 2 hours. So over 2 hours, had thrown over 100 pitches, came out, ended up throwing 135, gave up a walk-up home run. I love Mike Martin. I think he's an incredible man and one of the best coaches our game's ever seen, but I have no idea how they could make that decision.
Swing and a miss for Bedford, 1-2. Mac Brown, national champion football coach, watching this one. Chris Del Conte, the athletic director here at the University of Texas, next to him.
You see Mac for this one, popped in solo.
Unique perspective on this rivalry. We'll get a little bit deeper into that as the game continues, including Justin Tucker's game-winning field goal in 2011 with no time on the clock. 1-2 pitch. Strike three swinging for Cole Bedford. Let's get back at man.
All right, Tom, this is coming up in Coastal Carolina and Washington. 7-6 Washington leading it in the bottom of the 6. 0-2 count. Joe Wainhouse, the 2-run shot, his 16th home run of the season, and Washington sitting on the lead 9-6, top of the 7th. Tom?
Wainhouse looks like he could play offensive line for Mac.
Yes.
Here's another number 44. This is George Yoncha, A&M's third baseman. Flinched it on the outside corner. P. Jones says he didn't go. Aggies still looking for their first hit. Longhorn won the Big 12 regular season with an emotional series against TCU. They didn't fare so well at the Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City. Arguably, the hay was already in the barn, and they returned early from OKC. Opened this regional with a win last night against Texas Southern in dominant fashion. It was a 10-0 final. Chase Sugar got his 10th win of the season. Former closer. Might not be done for the weekend. But we could see him tomorrow out of the pen, maybe Monday.
69 pitches yesterday for Sugar, 6 innings.
Texas pitching hasn't allowed a base runner to reach third all regional. Sharply hit. Hamilton has it. Lost it. And the shovel is late. Just the 10th error of the season for David Hamilton.
Talk about how sure-handed Hamilton is, and he absolutely is. But there's a little bit of indecision here, and I think the indecision was whether or not he's going to flip this ball to Cody Clemens covering second base or take it himself. Watch his eyes right at the last minute. Eyes go up, and he's looking to see exactly where Cody Clemens is before the ball's in his glove. You're not going to see this very much from Hamilton. Error right there that turns the lineup over for Texas A&M.
So here's Zach DeLoach getting 500 this weekend. Swung at the first pitch saw to start the game. Early swing here. Clemens gathers. Productive out. Advances both Wingate and Yoncha, but it's the second out of the inning.
Tell you what, when your leadoff hitter's seen 2 pitches and 2 at-bats, and both are ground balls, neither one of them are hit all that hard, that's when freshmen may be a little bit jumpy tonight. You're rolling that spot. Generally not to swing at the first pitch every time you go up there. Work the count, get that pitch count up a little bit. DeLoach 2 groundouts on 2 pitches.
Michael Helm struck out his first time up. Drops a buck squeeze. Here comes Reynolds. Play at first is late. And the Aggies get a run across, aggressive here in the third.
I like this a lot. This ballpark, this turf really lends itself to a play like this. Ryan Reynolds knows it well. He plays third base every day here at home. But For Michael Hemmon, this is one to where it's the perfect bump or it goes foul, and you're fine with either one. First pitch of the at-bat. That's where Reynolds starts just behind even. Has to charge barehand, no chance that you're going to get the base runner out. Wingate's going to score easily on this one. Hellman can run. Drives in the first run of the ball game for Texas A&M on a ball that went about 50 feet. A button for a hit, and he did it on his own.
Rob Childress, Aggies head coach, has Texas A&M in the postseason for the 12th consecutive year, longest run in school history. Extends the inning for Bray Shoemaker. To short. Hamilton will flip this one. The error helps lead to a run. Aggies get one across, and when we return, we'll be joined by both the legend and a dad, Roger Clemens. We'll talk about his time at Texas and his son's time tonight.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
Then leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The moment you realize grilling out shouldn't mean missing out.
At Lowe's, we have charbroil grills with the true infrared cooking system, which prevents flips and keeps your food juicy. It's so forgiving, you'll spend less time worrying about the grill and more time entertaining. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Get the full line of Charbroil Commercial Series True Infrared Grills, only at Lowe's.
Join T-Mobile and get Netflix included, so your family can watch what they love in more places. Get an unlimited family plan with Netflix on us. And right now, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free.
Well, all the runs so far from Texas came from this lone swing. Cody Clemens in first inning. 3-run shot was his 20th home run of the season. Emotional for him, for sure. Probably a little bit of emotion for mom and dad, too. Cody? Roger Clemens in the booth with us tonight. You usually play it pretty cool watching these games. We don't see a whole lot of emotion, but there was some from you on that one. What was different?
Yeah, I was smiling because it's such a big moment, and for him to run into one, it was pretty cool. So, and he's been getting on me and everybody else in town about being too focused on the game and this and that. But I kind of like watching not only our guys, but I watch the other guy to kind of pitch sequence, and you can pick up stuff in around college baseball tendencies.
You were watching at Reckling Park a couple of years ago as well when your son was on that team, 2014. That was another emotionally charged atmosphere when Texas and A&M met in the postseason. We know how these games are different for the fans. Is it different for a parent when it's a rivalry game?
I think, as I was, Kyle too, if they pitched, I think I'm more edgy. I know some of my buddies that their kid pitched here at Texas. They were a little more nervous. With the boys hitting and playing a position, I'm pretty good with it. I kind of watch what they do, and we visit after the game if it's something important.
What are those discussions like? If they call you after the game, what are the questions? Or
Well,
is it who drops that one?
It's tough. It's tough when you have two of them on the team, and one of them went 3 for 4, and the other one's 0 for 4.
Yeah.
And you're out at dinner, and I feel like Dr. Phil. I'm like, yeah, you're good. Great game.
Swivel go both ways.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth with him. So, but it's been a great deal of fun for me to have these boys here at the university.
How's Casey doing?
Casey's doing good. In Dunedin, he got pushed up a level. And, you know, like I said, I think he's going to settle in and see the next level of pitching, how they're going to attack him and do things like that. I tell all of my Texas A&M friends.
This one's uncorked deep to left. DJ Petrinski with his 8th home run of the season.
And that stroke looks good right now. He's feeling it after last night.
You call this replay. I want to see what you see on
Well, it looked like breaking ball.
Yeah.
Basically, a slider is supposed to be away. It stayed in the middle of the plate. With nice little, I wouldn't say it's a jet stream, but the wind's blowing great, 100 degrees. That ball's way out of here.
Do you like pitching away like this?
I did. I absolutely did. I also like pitching at Fenway Park when we had this shadow a little bit.
Yeah. No.
And so that helped. But DJ swing, I mean, that looked, you can look at put it up to the one last night. It looked exactly the same.
His second home into the regional. He's driven 5. This is Ted Shaw now.
I tell my Texas A&M buddies, they are all jumping me pretty hard today. And but a couple years ago when we were at A&M, we fed. I probably had half of the, probably 6 to 7 guys on the team that I fed when they were babies. And I mean, they're at the training table at my house. So I almost had to root for them.
Almost. Well, not for a guy, obviously, that has sons that have come through this program, but you came through the program as well back in 1983 when you guys won a national championship. How has the game changed in your eyes since then, the college game?
Well, right now they're using, let's see what this is right here. Let's take a look.
5th strikeout for Kilkenny.
This game's a long way from over. This kid got a good arm.
Yeah, and he's settled in, too. At that home run, he's been a little bit different.
It's definitely on the plate.
It's a little bit extra right now, too.
Obviously here at Texas, we brought the fences in a little bit. And I say we, one of the things Coach Pierce did right away, brought the fences in a little bit. This ballpark plays big. I mean, we loved it when we were here. Myself, Calvin Schiraldi, Mike Capel, all of us when we had our little Omaha run.
What do you remember about Omaha?
Just the excitement and how supportive the fans were, even if you weren't one of the teams there at Omaha. And as the team got knocked out, the crowd, the 20,000 people stayed there and supported the event. I thought that was really cool. And it's Omaha to go back to back. When we went in '82, and Spike Owen got taken 1-1, I think, by Seattle, somewhere in there. I thought we were done as a team because Spike was our catalyst. He was an awesome player, especially a college player. And then we came back with some experience on the pitching staff, which was big, and we won it all. So it was definitely a stepping stone to my professional career, without a doubt.
It was 4th national championship in Texas history. Two more since then under Augie Garrido. Jim McKenzie at the plate. The payoff pitch to the left side. Shoemaker. Let's take you back to Rosenblatt, 1983. This is the 35th anniversary.
Wow, you guys did deep.
Graphics a little bit since Vincent too.
There you go. There's the old backup slider.
It works. It's amazing. They never dealt with it.
Kirk Hellingsworth came home on a Jose Talentino single. You guys go on with a 4-3 win.
Good bunch of guys, man.
How are the emotions different as a college player versus what you did in the big leagues?
I don't know. I think this place helped me learn how to win. I played with, I tell my two boys, I tell Casey and Cody that I got to play for the winningest coach in college baseball history, and then they got to play for, of course, Augie. So.
That's something else. I didn't think about that too. You said it, but those are things you're never going to forget.
Yeah, and they were great baseball men, but they were better teachers of the game. and things after game for sure.
What did you learn from Augie? Or what are the memories of Augie that stand out?
I just remember the first time I met Augie, he made me feel like I was part of the team, part of the staff right away. And I mean, he said, get over and sit behind me. They were having some football workouts, and he had the screen behind home plate. He said, get over here. I want to ask you a couple questions about a couple of these arms that come in, so I want you to watch. So he made me feel extremely comfortable right out of the gate when he got the job.
Here's Duke Ellis. Well, Augie had that way about him, making anyone in the room feel like they were the most important person in the room.
Absolutely. He was, and again, I enjoyed the times when I was in the locker room and was talking to the boys, really giving them a life lesson. I think, I saw him when he was more fired up and emotional early in his coaching career. My boys got him towards the tail end, but still got great life lessons from Augie Garrido.
Sharply hit up the middle past Shoemake, and Ellis has his first knock of the game. 2-1 with 2 out here in the fourth. You said that Texas helped prepare you for your big league career. How did it do so? How did going from Sandak to here onto your professional career help?
Well, you put up a great point. I played for Wayne Graham at San Jacinto, so I played for another great baseball man, but better teacher of the game. And my high school coach was the same way. My father passed away when I was young, so these three men, taught me a lot about life, not only just baseball, but here at Texas, it taught you how to win. So I took that to Boston with me for sure.
Watch your boy here.
Here we go. When he hit the bomb, I got all my major league buddies were blowing my phone up.
Yeah.
Said, "Yeah, you got another kid that hits like your better half." I go, "I appreciate it, guys." And I said, "You're right, because she swings it the high fastball."
She got a nice snapshot of his 3-run home run in the first.
How has he changed the most from an offensive standpoint over the last few years?
What makes him scary is he will hunt pitches sometimes, like a
2-0 fastball he was hunting in the first inning.
Like a Manny Romero, playing with Alex Rodriguez. These guys will sit sometime on pitches, but he'll take that from bat to bat depending on what he's trying to figure out. Usually what the pitching coach calling. The kid still has to execute.
Back to second, back in plenty of times. David Hamilton.
We talk about time that the pitching coach is calling the game basically. And it didn't matter what kind of, number one, number two, a big right-handed pitcher, whatever it is, he still has to execute those pitches.
I'll tell you what's impressed me the most about him this year is the way he's handled left-handers. The way he stayed on him. He's hit some big home runs against left-handers all year.
Yeah, his hands have been in a real good spot to fire and stay back.
3-run home run in the first, went down swinging at a high fastball in the third.
All right, Dad, we're not putting a 3-1 take on here, are we?
No, but I don't even, when he's swinging like, I don't even look at him at night. Yeah. I just say, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Do you want to go get something to eat? There's no telling what he might be sitting on something right now.
Takes for ball 4, then loads the bases.
That's the kind of year he's had. Normally you would try and do something too much, and you're patient right there and turn it over to Zach. I was telling people too earlier with Nolan, being a little bit under the weather in a big game, that actually might help somebody so he's not too fired up.
Sometimes it upsets Sim too.
Exactly, right, 100%. That's what everybody was asking me up here when I came up here to visit with you guys. And I said, actually, it'd help. But also, when David Hamilton kicked that double play ball, something we preached all the time, and I was preached to when I was young. I had a pitching coach named Bill Fisher who to work with Seaver and different guys like that, is that you're good enough to get 4 outs. When you play at a program like this, or you guys see a lot of, because the coverage that you do in college baseball for us, you see a lot of big arms, a lot of great players that are going to draft next week. And those are the guys right away that are good enough to get 4 outs.
Yeah. When did you learn to manage your emotions on the mound?
Never really. I mean, I tried to stay fired up. When somebody like Yogi Berra, when I played golf with Yogi at the Bob Hope tournament, and Yogi said, kid, you could pitch in our era. Or I got the luxury of talking to Don Drysdale when he had his radio show. And, I just tried to soak it in, man. I obviously watched Nolan when I was young. And then I had the opportunity to pitch against with Tom Seaver. He was my teammate in Boston for a short period of time. And to watch Seaver at his age sit out there and sit at about 88, 89. Then he got second and third, one out. And next thing you know, 93, 93. I was like, okay.
Still got it.
Yeah. So, and that's the, I was a power pitcher. I wasn't a power thrower. Big difference.
Bases loaded for Zach Zubia.
This kid's a power hitter.
Yeah, he's got some power. Great kid too. I mean, he's a giant of a man, but he's such a great kid.
See Hamilton still home last night. Were you here when it happened?
I was, yeah. I mean, he's just, and when swinging it a little bit like he's doing, you got some speed up top. It's been fun watching these kids come together a little bit for Coach Harris and his staff.
Mitchell Kilkenny trying to get out of trouble here with the bases loaded and 2 down. What would you say to Kilkenny in this situation, Aggie pitcher, in terms of trying to get out of this?
No, I would. You have to know by now it's the 4th inning how far you can go off the plate once you get ahead, and he has to quit spinning his breaking ball in the middle. You're speeding up some bats, these metal bats, and you're spinning. So he's got to keep his hat pulled down too, because I guarantee you that sun is right in his eyes when he gets ready to deliver the ball. And it's not a good feeling as a pitcher. And you probably pitched in sunlight before where it hits you, and you lose sight of the hitter. Or the baseball, or home plate area where you can't pick a ball coming back at you. I mean, let's face it, you're at about 54 feet when you let this go on one leg.
Been out there for a while. His 29th pitch of the inning. Drops it in for a strike.
Now's the break all the frozen inside. A lot of guys don't use that a lot in college because it's a dangerous pitch, but freezes a hitter.
Amazing though, that backup breaker ball, if it's on the inside corner, even inside, if a guy gets to it, he's using a hook and foul.
Man, I loved it. My second of my career, everybody thought I was throwing a cutter.
You threw it intentionally there?
Yeah.
I like it.
Everybody thought I was throwing a cutter, like I was talking to Rivera or something, and it was just my tight slider, or I had a little loopier one, more of a slurve, and I would start that at some of these guys in the Major League to stand right on top of home plate, stop at it. See, he wants this away. It just hangs enough. Our angle's a little bit off. You just swing the TV over a little bit.
Inside with the fastball. You mentioned the shadows being an advantage of the pitcher, even though the sunlight's in his eyes. Did you like to throw your fastball more in that situation when you had that advantage?
I always worked off my fastball. Even when I got to the Yankees and I had a staff that was primarily first pitch breaking ball, the like of David Wells and David Cone.
Hit him. Fastball got away. A run is forced in. And the Longhorns now lead 5-1.
Again, I don't know where the catcher is sitting. Let's look at the replay if we have it. But if he's sitting, if he was sitting inside, I mean, that's a tough call for this kid to try and make the pitch. Yeah, he was.
We got Roger call for replays now.
Yeah, how about that?
Tell him what look you want to.
So right there looked like a two-seamer, and that's a pitch that you want to right in there. You don't want that ball running in off the plate, or that's going to happen. So, again, you got to know your pitcher. You got to know the situation you want to throw. You want to call pitches to what he's feeling extremely comfortable throwing right now.
This is Mason Hibbler. The base is loaded.
So for you viewers out there and your young guys, again, I love TV. I love it when you guys do this because you can see that his left shoulder's flying. And when it flies, you kids know as you get a little bit tired and that left shoulder starts flying, that's your steering wheel. You want that to be your quiet side, your back side to be your power side.
It's amazing sometimes that the game speeds up and you can see it on the mound, and that's what Kilkenny's tried to do a little too much. Foot over goes.
Yep.
His fastball's real when it's all working together.
Again, that was where I was pretty fortunate to have some really good pitching coaches. They would whistle and just tap their shoulder from the dugout, and I knew exactly how to put it back into play in 2 pitches.
When did you start? Because that's not an easy step. I mean, when you get to the point where you can make a 1-pitch, 2-pitch adjustment in the middle of the game, when did you figure that out?
Again, I was lucky, man. I had it together pretty early, and no one really, even come out of Texas all the way through the big leagues, messed with my mechanics too much. I enjoy going over my head because it promoted me to drop my chin down and to have that nice lane to throw to. But I also looked down and paused to gather myself when I was just keeping my hands up front as a pitcher.
Here's the 2-1. Out of play.
Never heard that. You like taking your hands over your head because it pushes your chin down. Was it just easier to go downhill then?
So when you saw somebody like Seaver or Ryan go over your head, when you went over your head, it promotes bringing your chin down. It's like you think maybe like being in a bowling alley or shooting a rifle. You're going right down that lane all the time.
You don't see as much of it anymore.
You got to be careful with the kids that are mitt-lookers.
Mitt-lookers?
You know, stare at mitt the whole time. Yeah. You'll see it right here. He looks down. His hand in front of him, but he pauses and does look down. So your eyes are in the dirt on the pitching mound, but you're really, what you want to teach the kid is to focus on where he's going, where his catcher's going to be. He'll look down just for a second where he sets himself. Right there. Good move.
A little half swing for a hitter.
Yeah, it's a great little way to set yourself when you look down. His chin's right there. And when he throws his four-seamer, it's staying on plane. The other ones run all over the map. And he's had to work hard, man.
He didn't throw cutters much tonight either. It's one of the biggest things that he's really grown on over the course of the year. That one he just hadn't found a few for.
This is his 38th pitch of the inning from right-hander Mitchell Kilkenny.
There's a four-seamer.
Shallow left, Foster in, Shoemake back, and shortstop makes a hopping catch for the final out. Thanks for coming by, man. That was a lot of fun. Congrats on all the success. Cody with a 3-run home run.
Thanks to y'all for college baseball.
And our pleasure. Cy Young Award winner Roger Clemens go back to being a dad for the rest of this one.
Like me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a center.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athlete.
That's who we are.
Coming up, America's new secret pleasure, Deal Dash. But first, the weather.
Yes! Sign here, please.
Another pack from Deal Dash.
Thanks. Can you put it over there?
I won! Don't worry, babe. On Deal Dash, shipping's always free.
Hey, wanna go shopping?
Can't. I'm in the middle of a really hot auction for some super cute stuff.
Mom, are you on Deal Dash too?
Shush, I'm in the middle of a very important auction.
DealDash.com auctions thousands of cool new products and offers a 90-day money-back guarantee on your first bid pack purchase.
I won!
Whoa! Mom, what'd you win?
Yes! Mrs. K, I won.
Go Deal Dash and sign up now. Use promo code BEARD to get 100 free bids on your first purchase. Visit DealDash.com.
We're back in our college baseball studio. St. Louis face Ole Miss. Ole Miss lead at 3-2. Bottom the second in the Oxford Regional opening rounds. Jacob Adams ripping that ball down the right-hand line. It's now 6-2. That made it 4-2. Bottom of the third. So Clemson and Vanderbilt. Drew Wharton. 1-0 top first. Clemson extends their lead to 2-0 thanks to Wharton's RBI single. Great stuff from the Rocket. Tom and Kyle keeping that chin down, guys.
Like it. Like it, Eddie.
This is the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. That's going to go through life from now on. Just keep the chin down.
Life advice. You're getting it. Hey, that was fun, though.
I mean, I learned,
that was fun.
No offense, my friend, but I learned more from the Rocket in a half inning about things that he did. The guy won 7 Cy Youngs that you don't really think of. What a great teacher.
So here was one of the great things about playing professional baseball and getting a chance to play a bit in the big leagues is to have conversations like that when you're sitting on the bench and to see the game through some of the best that have ever played, to see it through their eyes. That was fun.
Played for Wayne Graham at San Jacinto Junior College before coming to Texas in 1982. Wayne Graham took Rice to 23 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Andritzos pushes this one into right center. and is out of a job now. He's currently looking for a head coach. So Wayne Graham, who's a Texas graduate, came to the game last night wearing Texas gear. He said he just wanted to come and watch a game as a fan for the first time. And to put in perspective how long Wayne Graham has been around the game, the man played in the big leagues for Casey Stengel. Here's Logan Foster. Leadoff man on. Foster is a sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a big Cornhusker fan. He grew up, he's known the Childress family forever. He grew up with Rob Childress' daughter, Hannah, who's just a year older than him. He said, I remember going to the Childress household for one of her early birthday parties. I was the only boy there. Logan first attended the College World Series as a 4-year-old.
Childress likes that Nebraska connection. 3 guys on this roster. Hellman hits 2-0. Foster hits 5-0. Nolan Hoffman's his closer. All have been a big part of A&M's run to this point.
3 pitches for Foster. 4th strikeout for Kingham.
He's really pulling off it tonight. And when Foster stays in the middle of the field, it's real juice. He can hit it out to any part of the ballpark. But, I mean, this is a fastball that ends right down the middle. And watch the bat path. Logan Foster's just a little bit behind it. That front shoulder pulling off of it. The swing just doesn't look very comfortable right now. Be careful making that same pitch to this guy.
Freshman Will Frizzell takes it the opposite way. Got jammed and it turns into a 1-out hit.
This kid is so strong that he can hit the ball literally from foul pole to foul pole, can hit out. We saw him short hop to left field fence yesterday. Will Frizzell has been really good against right-handers this year and seems to be getting more and more comfortable. It's an inning where you just feel like A&M has to have some kind of an answer back.
Alante Wingate had a great plate appearance his first time up. Worked a walk against Nolan Kingham. He was first Aggie to reach base.
Off of an 0-2 count.
This is game number 61 for Texas A&M this season. And Alante Wingate is a great example of a player that stuck it throughout the course of the entire season. Playing time was hard to come by early in the season for Wingate. Then he settled into a rhythm. He found more and more ABs, more time in the outfield, a little bit of time at third. And now he's starting just about every day. It's a long season. There are playing opportunities that will come about.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 18 to 22 years old, heck, you're any age. Sometimes it's hard to convince yourself just to keep banging away. I'm going to get a chance. I'm going to get a chance. Wingate has made the most of his chance.
Two on in front of him. Dritzis at second. Frizzell at first. This one's lined the other way. One of the things you were looking for at Nolan Kingham early was how deep he could go into this game. Coming off of an illness, battled a virus early in the year, had his side work limited early in the week, I should say, and had his side work limited. Not only that, but heat index well into the low 100s.
Yeah.
How has he looked to you?
He's looked good. He's looked very good. I mean, to me, the key is everything off of the fastball. Does the fastball have that good second movement that he had before? Rocket was talking about when he was up here.
Chase for 2. Clemens to Hamilton. To first. It's high. Got the foot back down.
Well done, Jake Kenzie right there. Because if he didn't come straight down on first base, Wingate's going to beat this one out.
Aggies get 2 hits but can't do anything with it. They lead the Big 12 in double plays. Hamilton with the turn, McKenzie with the handle. Longhorns up 5-1.
This is your wake-up call. If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, month after month, the clock is ticking on irreversible joint damage. Ongoing pain and stiffness are signs of joint erosion. Humira can help stop the clock. Prescribed for 15 years, Humira targets and blocks a source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections or flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Help stop the clock on further irreversible joint damage. Talk to your rheumatologist right here, right now. Humira.
You can do and you can say anything you want. Live your life and I'll live mine any way I want. Anything you want, and I want you.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night, so got home safe.
Yeah, my dad says their insurance doesn't have that.
What? You can leave worry behind, and Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Texas head coach David Pierce joins us now from the Longhorn dugout, Big 12 Coach of the Year. This is a big game, obviously, for the postseason, but also a rival. What did you tell your guys about handling the emotions tonight?
Oh, that's it. I mean, just they've been so good at just playing the game pitch at a time and playing the game really to its entirety, no matter how it starts, no matter how it ends. And we were pretty calm and just said, hey, let's go out there and play just like you've been doing. And so not a whole lot, really.
Nola Kingo's missed condition this week, had a virus and knocked him out for a few days. So when you have a situation like that, how do you manage him differently today than you otherwise would?
Well, we just keep an eye on him and kind of continue to watch what the ball's doing. He's been very efficient so far, so just kind of paying attention to him in the dugout and making sure that he's got plenty of fluids. But he wouldn't let me take the ball from him right now, I promise you.
Yeah, doesn't surprise us. Coach, thanks for your time. We appreciate it, David.
Thanks.
David Pierce, his second season as the head coach at the University of Texas. The Aggies have changed pitchers. Mitchell Kilkenny is done after 4 innings. He faced 8 batters at 4th and threw a total of 90 pitches in the game. Dustin Signs comes out of the AM bullpen, the freshman from Corpus Christi, in the biggest environment he's thrown in. First pitch swinging is grounder to Michael Helm. 1 down. Ryan Reynolds remains hitless.
And coaching staff will rave about the upside of Dustin Signs. Left-hander that's filled a few different roles this year, but ultimately could push into the starting rotation before his time in College Station is done. Fastball can get into the low 90s. Breaking ball that he can throw a few different ways. Can flatten it out, could add depth to it, but that curveball is something he really lives off of.
So does DJ Petrinsky. He crushed one to start the 4th. That was Petrinsky's 8th home run of the season. Catcher from Magnolia, Texas, by way of Hill Junior College, originally committed to Alabama. They had a coach change. He was available. Texas was in need of catcher. It's been a perfect fit.
Been a great fit. Bats really coming alive, too. Petrinsky a home run in each of the first 2 games in this regional.
Wow. Cole Bedford thought that was strike 3.
Bedford didn't help there. There's a few of these balls down the zone. The Bedford's kind of taking even further out of the zone. It could be a borderline strike on the bottom part. That's the one that Bedford really needs to stick. Hold it right at the bottom part. Don't pull it any further away.
Oh, right back up the middle. Signs trying to chase it down. Has no play. That'll bring Rob Childress, an Aggie trainer, out of the Texas A&M dugout. Well, Braden Shoemaker's left. So is George Jansch. I guess it's good news.
He must be all right. He's got all smiling. They hit right on the throwing shoulder. Watch the release. Kind of goes all the way around. Tries to get that glove up, but that one looked like it hit him square on the left shoulder. We talk about this yesterday when you get hit by a line drive. There's adrenaline that takes over for a minute. There's reality that sets in a little bit longer. You got to be careful of the reality on this one because at least on that look, it looked like it got him square on the throwing shoulder.
Casey Meyer is the head baseball athletic trainer. He's out there with him. It looks like he was the one that convinced him to take a couple warm-up tosses.
I think it got him twice. He got on the inside of the right arm and on the inside of the left arm. But 2 or 3 warm-up pitches. Dustin Saenz don't want to come out of this one.
So Paczynski aboard and now Tate Shaw. This is only the 11th appearance of the season for Saenz. He's made a couple starts for Texas A&M this year. And down 5-1, this is a very talented and full Texas A&M bullpen. Why go to Saenz here?
I think kind of a tweener spot if you're Rob Childress right now, because you don't want to roll your best guys out there quite yet. If it's a 1-run ball game, look at it differently. It's a 4-run ball game. You got to take a chance. The reality is Saenz' stuff is plenty good to get you through 3 or 4 innings. I mean, this is going to be weekend stuff in the SEC here over the next couple of years. He's just not quite there yet. But if you can find it for an hour, you can save balance of this bullpen. If your offense comes alive and manage to back into this game a little bit differently.
Last time out, May 19th, Saenz threw 3 innings against South Carolina. It lasted 40 pitches. Texas A&M with best pitching staff in the SEC according to ERA, and they pitched like it in the SEC tournament. Tate Shaw 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Behind the plate, Bedford gives it a look to the netting off the screen. Number 10 national seed Clemson, a dogfight tonight at their home park with Vanderbilt. It's a 3-1 Clemson lead in the bottom of the second. Winner of that one matches up with the winner from the Tallahassee Regional. That will not be Florida State. The Seminoles 2-Q eliminated in walk-off fashion by Mississippi State today. Breaking ball pulled to right. Paczynski around second to third. Wingate went to his knees, and it's a double into the corner for Tate Shaw.
Tate Shaw keeps that front shoulder in on this left on the breaker ball. Gets new life on a foul ball straight back, because if it's a foot or two closer to the playing field, Bedford makes the play and that's it. But instead gets a breaker ball. It's not a bad spot. I mean, it's down the zone. It's moving away from him, but Shaw stays right on it, sit down the right field line.
If you've been watching a lot of college baseball this weekend, it looks eerily similar to Stanford's walk-off winner early in the morning last night.
Yeah. Stanford in the 13th 2-out double down the right field line, scored a base run from first.
That was a dogfight with Wright State. Here's Jake McKenzie. Singled his first time up, grounded out short last time. Infield in for Texas A&M, down 4. And he does his job deep to center field. The Loach behind the logo will load up, fire to third. Sac fly, Jake McKenzie, 6-1 Longhorns. Mentioned the Clemson-Vandy game. Ethan Paul just homered for Vandy to tie it at 3 in the second. Here, the winner will go to the regional final tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. The loser will match up with the Hoosiers of Indiana, 3 o'clock Eastern. Try and stay alive. Down to the backstop. Shaw to third. Put that one on the board. Good base running has paid off. A wild pitch charge to Signs. Now David Hamilton. Looking at a 1-1 count. Hamilton, second team all-conference shortstop. Has incredible speed. While at San Marcos High School, he was the quarterback. Averaged better 200 yards rushing a game as QB. 3-1. Last year, he was named the inaugural Spike O Offensive Player of the Year. You heard Roger Clemens talk about Spike's importance to this program. Right side, through. Hamilton's third hit drives home a run.
He's doing it all right now. David Hamilton is doing it all top of this lineup. And given this environment where Texas is at right now, it would not shock me if he's off and run on the first pitch.
Thirty stolen bases for Hamilton on the year. He stole home last night. Bottom third of the order for Texas is 4 for 8 with 3 runs scored and a couple driven in tonight. In a game and a half, Texas has outscored its opponent here in the Austin Regional 17-1. Bedford helped him that time. Full count with 2 down. We'll get Bob Childress's thoughts shortly. Runner goes, go behind him, throws away, and Dritzis couldn't squeeze it. Hamilton thinks about third. Is he looking into the sun on that throw?
I don't know, but I would tell you if you're Hamilton, it's the absolute perfect time to go. So Signs is a guy that lifts and reads, and it takes him a long time to go to home plate. So in a case like this, if you're Hamilton, an 0-2 count, that's when you take a chance. Duclos is already in a hole left on left. It's not a comfortable position to be at the plate. If they throw you out, so what? But it takes so long for this throw to get to first that even if it's handled by Enriquez, it has to be a perfect throw to second to get Hamilton out with that speed. You guess, you put your head down, you go on that one.
Strike three called. A stolen base a non-factor here in fifth. Middle of the fifth, Aggies trail by 6 with the thoughts of their head coach Rob Childress after this.
DiGiorno pizza bakes fresh in your oven and travels straight to your table. Unlike delivery that goes from oven to box to bag to car to traffic to wrong houses. Nobody delivers a piping hot and crispy crust like a DiGiorno pizza. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Hey, Mr. Smith. Want to try out my time machine? It runs on Doritos.
Sure. So now what?
Gotta put the whole bag in.
Okay.
Yes.
It's really working, Jimmy. This is the greatest moment of my life. Get out of my yard. Jimmy, you're so old. It's the future.
Here's to Pizza Hut. Here's to $7.99 large 2-topping pizzas. And to our delivery captains, double checking your order before it hits the road so you get exactly what you want. Here's to all the ways no one out-pizzas the Hut.
No bars. Oh no, looks like somebody needs a new network.
When I got this unlimited plan, they told me they were all the same.
I was just trying to save a few bucks. Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's basically made for places like this.
Honey, what if it was just us out here?
Yeah, well, I guess I did think about that. Verizon did. So I ordered you a car. Thank you. You don't want to be out here at night because of the coyotes. Bye.
Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on. Go with the best. Starting at $40 a line for 4 lines.
Texas A&M head coach Rob Childress joins now. Coach, what did you say, if anything, to your team about keeping their emotions in check in this environment tonight?
Well, we've played this game before. It's obviously a little different stakes with it being regional. Just play the game, play the event. The event's for fans. It's about us going out and playing the game. And, you know, for us, couldn't have started any worse. I thought Mitch was a little bit revved up and, you know, tried to make 2 final pitches the first 2 hitters. And then just like that, Clemens comes up, we hang a slider, and we're chasing 3 runs.
What did you see from Kilkenny? I mean, obviously we saw what happened right at the beginning, but then moving forward, do you feel like the environment got a little?
No, I felt like he battled that from that point on. You know, we get to the 4th inning, and they stripped him down a little bit just from the number of pitches they took from him. But, again, he was able to keep it at 2 and it kept Zubia from getting the big hits, put it out of reach. All in all, he battled. His slider wasn't very good, and, you know, those both home runs that were hit, that's my fault to call those pitches. And, you know, such is the game.
You go to signs out of the bullpen, back up Kilkenny. What's the both short-term and long-range plan for the rest of this weekend when it comes to the pen?
Well, we've just got to mix and match and do our very best from an offensive standpoint to try to get back in the game tonight.
Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Head coach Rob Childress. Swing and miss and the throw down to first to finish it up. I thought that was a great point. The pitching is one thing. If they don't get the bats going, the pitching is almost irrelevant. So bullpen decisions primarily based upon what you can do offensively for the time being.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, if you get back into it, I think you look at it differently. The one good thing that you have with Signs, and I know they haven't thrown a ton this year, but just the pure stuff, the stuff is plenty to carry you for a while if you want to roll the dice that way.
Yancha into right center field. Diving grab made by Ellis. Somehow held on to it. Great weather for snow cone.
It's also great weather for a snow cone. Watch the 2 breaks. Shaw in center, Ellis in right. 2 very different picks because most of the time this ball is going to be Tate Shaw's to catch if he breaks in immediately on the swing. Duke Ellis read it perfectly, and he had to go a little bit further, but that initial first step toward it instead of the step that Shaw took back was the difference right there.
Zach DeLoach takes a pitch for the first time. He's 0 for 2, couple of groundouts. Over in the Conway, South Carolina Regional, Washington is the first team to reach a regional final. Huskies have never won one. This is the 5th time they've been a win away from advancing, the last being in 2002. Pac-12 now 5-0 in regionals this year. We all knew the Pac had 2 elite teams in Oregon State and Stanford.
Yeah.
And Washington's late run is starting to pay off.
You got to remember, I mean, Washington went the last game of the season in the pack with a chance to win it. If they beat Stanford on the last day of the year, A, they would have swept Stanford, but B, they would have outright won the league.
3 balls and a strike. Deloach into left. Mason Hibbler pushed back, and he makes the catch at the track. We head to the 6th, where Cody Clemens will lead the inning off for Texas. A 3-run home run to his name already today. Mom and Dad in the ballpark. Son of legend living up to the name tonight.
Motivate, 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 motivate. Oh my God! Motivate, 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 motivate. Go, motivate, 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 motivate.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this floor steamer for $1.74. What's not to love?
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site.
On Deal Dash, I got this $349 mixer for less than $25.
iPads sell for as little as $5, laptops for $10, and professional cameras for as little as $20.
I got all this great stuff for only $40.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
Try Deal Dash today. If you don't win, get your money back, but hurry, everything must go. Go to DealDash.com now to start bidding.
In my first 4 months on Deal Dash, I won 104 auctions.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com to start bidding today.
It's a 7-1 lead for Texas, the number 13 national seed, hosting a regional for the first time since 2011. And Cody Clemens got him off to a great start with a 3-run home run in the first. Seven Cy Youngs for the Rocket. $20 home runs on a season for Cody. The year-by-year improvement is remarkable. It mirrors what his brother Casey did year after year in a Texas uniform. And he sends this one high and deep to right field. Did he do it again? He did! Second jack of the night for Cody Clemens. High fives from Mom. Dad proud too.
Yeah, you can clap for that one, Pops. We talked about it when the Rocket was up here, and one of the things that has impressed me the most about this kid this year is his ability to handle left-handed pitching and do that. That's the 8th home run Cody Clemens has hit against left-handers this year, and he's faced a lot more righties than he has lefties. But the ability to stay on that pitch, drive it with authority, it's one of the many reasons why he's turned himself into a legitimate Major League prospect. The kid's had a great chance playing the big league for a while.
No one with Clemens as a last name is a wallflower. Cody has delivered a message in more ways than one tonight. A 3-run home run in the first, a solo shot here in the 6th. And just in case the Aggies didn't know, a friendly reminder as he came around third for the second time, a peek into the Aggies dugout.
Ordinary eggs? Not in this house. Because that's no ordinary family. That's your family. Which is why you didn't grab just any cheese. You picked up new Kraft expertly paired cheddar and Swiss eggs. Beat that. Kraft. Family greatly.
I'm very sorry.
And we're gonna get the phone, his phone, out of you.
The important thing is that we're gonna make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold head cream.
Snickers satisfies.
Most people come to LA with big dreams. We came with big appetites.
With Expedia, you can book a flight, hotel, car, and activity all in one place. Everything you need to go. Expedia.
Nice SUV. It's a new Buick Enclave. Can fit up to 7 people. Or poodles. He's actually a Golden English Labra Irish Bernedoodle Retriever. The Enclave can fit up to 7 of the Golden English Labra Irish.
Introducing the all-new Buick Enclave. Tomorrow's SUV. Today's family. Current eligible leases. Get this low mileage lease on this 2018 Buick Enclave for around $389 per month.
Handshakes and high fives. Dad never hit a home run in the big leagues, but Cody's looking like a big leaguer today, ain't he?
Yeah, he looked the part the whole year.
21 home runs, now second most in Texas history behind only Kyle Russell, who hit 28 in 07. And the Aggies go deeper in the bullpen. Sophomore right-hander Landon Minor. Only the 8th appearance of this season for Minor, and it's obvious that Texas A&M is looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of this tournament.
And they have to. I mean, the reality, when you look at the biggest difference between these two clubs, Texas A&M's a lot deeper on the mound. And we saw that in Hoover, Tom. I mean, what they did the first 3 days, Caleb Chapin was great in the starting role. Asa Lacy was great in the starting role. And then Doc Zakis was so good. They still have Chafin, they still have Lacy, and they still have plenty of bullets. And at this point, if you're Rob Childress, you have to look forward to tomorrow, because assuming score holds, A&M going to have to win back-to-back games to get out of this region.
Swing and a miss for Zach Zubia. We'll have game 2 of the NBA Finals for you Sunday on ABC. LeBron and Cavs look to rebound from a heartbreaking Game 1 loss to Kevin Durant and the Warriors. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7:30 Eastern from Oracle. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. So we always get the LeBron MJ comparisons. I wonder how MJ would have handled practice the day after what J.R. Smith did.
I don't know.
If J.R. Smith was on his Bulls team, he may not have shown up to practice.
That's where food poisoning shows up.
In for his strike to Mason Hibbler. By the way, we're just a couple days away from the Major League draft. Detroit Tigers have the #1 overall pick. They tied the Giants for the worst record in baseball last year. The tiebreaker was the record the year before. So thanks to that, Detroit has the #1 overall selection. It is assumed they will take Casey Mize with that pick. Last year, they took Florida's ace and College World Series hero Alex Faedo. Mize has a couple of perfect innings on the mound for Auburn tonight. They're playing Army in Raleigh. 2 down. We'll get you back to the studio. Hey, Adnan.
Hello, Tom. An update on Clemson and Vanderbilt. 3-1 for the Tigers in the bottom of the second. But Ethan Paul go opposite field. The smooth stroke goes 312 feet for the 2-run home run. That's his 9th of the season. 3-0 right now in the top of the third. Back to you and Kyle.
Well, deja vu all over again in Clemson, because that same region last year had the same top 3 teams. Vandy and St. John's were visiting teams, and Tim Corbin's squad got out of Clemson with a regional win.
And Ray Tanner admitted afterwards that maybe it was an oversight of committee, that they just hadn't really noticed. Vanderbilt came out of that one last year. St. John's stayed alive earlier today. Blankmeyer's club will meet the loser of that game in the early game at Clemson tomorrow.
Ray Tanner, the South Carolina athletic director, 2-time national champion head coach, is the chair of the selection committee. They caught a little bit of flack this year for passing over Kentucky. Wildcats had a great RBI, but were left on the outside looking in. And Washington, with the highest RPI, is already playing for a regional final, so that certainly backs up the committee. You want to look at it from that view.
Well, and I would tell you this: I don't know that you could find someone in administration right now that the college baseball will be more comfortable as the chairman of the selection committee than Ray Tanner. I mean, a guy that won 2 national titles in South Carolina, now a sitting athletic director, but has such a passion for this game. And yeah, of course, I mean, there's always going to be things that some people are going to disagree with. I disagree with some of it, but ultimately know that the intent is always in the right place because he cares about this game so much.
There's DJ Petrinsky having a monster regional, just like everyone else in the bottom third of the Longhorn batting order. Texas 7 through 9 hitters are hitting .529 with a couple of home runs, 9 scored, and 6 driven in. Winner of this one plays for a regional title tomorrow night. The loser goes into an elimination game tomorrow afternoon against Indiana. Hoosiers finished 5th in Big Ten. Knocked off Texas Southern early today. Four-pitch walk will put Petrinsky aboard. For more coverage of Division I baseball regionals and interactive package, go to NCAA.com. 2 on with 2 out here. What's your biggest headline so far this tournament?
Florida State getting bounced. National seed getting bounced. I mean, were they the first team knocked out? If not, I mean,
well, Texas Southern, there are a couple that went final.
Okay, so
because of the rain delay, it would have been the first. Yeah,
yeah. Me, that's the biggest headline so far.
Mike Martin overtook Augie Garrido this year as the winningest coach in college baseball history. They would have been sentimental favorites to win his first national championships had they made it to Omaha, just like last year. Instead, they only lost 2 games. Tate Shaw at the plate. Two-0 Shaw doubled and scored in the 5th. Josh Anthony just homered for Auburn. They lead Army 2-0 in the 5th inning with Casey Mize on the mound.
Mize 4 innings, 1 hit allowed, 4 strikeouts so far.
Is Casey Mize big league ready right now?
He's as close as I've seen. We saw him against LSU a few weeks ago. His first 4 innings, it looked like a major leaguer was out. He got a little bit tired. LSU got to him. Ultimately, it was a big win for LSU. But when it's right, it's better than anybody else.
The Detroit Tigers visited Auburn earlier this season to sit down with Casey Mize, who showed up to the meeting, which essentially a high-powered job interview without his parents, without an agent, without any representation, and he sat and answered their questions time after time again. And the Tigers left, by all indications, just blown away by his maturity. And not just a great pitcher, also a kid who seems to have it all together.
Yeah, Butch Thompson raves about that. The stuff is self-explanatory when you watch it, but he just raves about how he's turned into a leader. Taking Tanner Burns, the right-handed freshman, under his wing, starting to teach things that he's seen and learned from others.
Payoff to Shaw. And it's inside. Longhorns have loaded the bases again. Here's a peek at the headlines. 8 sites of experienced weather delays. Shocker. Elijah McNamee had the 3-run walk-off home run for Mississippi State to knock off the #7 national seed and send the Seminoles back to their apartments. UNC Wilmington had an extra-inning win against Ohio State. 4-3 the final there.
Seahawks might get the unit of the day, too. Pull over, no buttons.
I'm with it. But nothing, to this point, nothing beats Indiana's candy stripe BP shorts.
I don't think anything can beat it. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens over the next few days. Can't stripe BP shorts. That's 1-0.
Jake McKenzie into right field. Alante Wingate. Longhorns leave the bases loaded, but they are in control thanks to Cody Clemens.
Cody Clemens going to school today. 3-run home run into first. That got this place rocking, and didn't stop there to lead off the 6th. A solo home run. That'll get you an A.
Hello Window Designs. They're tested from -40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and subjected to wind-driven rain. They're even engineered to stop hurricane debris from penetrating your home. All with distinctive style that goes beyond the ordinary. Hello Windows and Doors. Perfectly beautiful.
Budget meeting. Sweet.
You compare last quarter to this quarter. It's no wonder everything seems a little better with the creamy taste of Philly. Made with fresh milk and real cream. It must be the Philly.
It's time for the semi-annual sale with savings on the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed. It senses and automatically adjusts on both sides for effortless comfort. Don't miss the final days of our semi-annual sale. Save up to $700 on Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Ends Sunday.
Introducing Sonic's new Carhartt Classic with double beef, double the cheese, and now double the choices. Try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or slinger with tots for just $2.99. Get them while they last.
You're watching the NCAA Baseball Regional presented by Capital One. Day number 2 from the Austin Regional, and Longhorns in the driver's seat. Winner of this one goes to the regional final tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. Indiana awaits the loser in an elimination game tomorrow afternoon. Longhorns made all of their ABs. This doesn't look anything like my report card from back in the day, except for that one letter. Duke Ellis's last AB.
Cook Clemens, A, F, A, A. Yeah, it kind of looks like we're going pass-fail. Those are my kind of class, too. That tried to find those every quarter.
I went through college with a lot of IDKs. I don't know. Oh, Ellis's first thing AB when he got hit in his shin with a fastball. Longhorns lead 8-1. Here's Michael Hellman.
I would bet we've seen 8 or 9 of those that we just saw right there from Hellman. Foul balls from right-handers on 2 seam fastballs on their hands that they pull down the left field line. That's when you know the late action on Kingdom's fastball is pretty good, because at the last minute it's getting off the barrel and in their hands.
Line to right. This one into the corner. Chasing down is Ellis. It goes all the way to the fence. And Hellman standing up at second with a leadoff double.
This dude can bet. He could just really hit. So run the two-seam fastball in on his hands. Hellman fights that off, and then this one really gives him a chance to go. Fastball to the outside part of the plate. He's such a complete hitter because if you leave it in or half, he can spin on it. You leave it out or half, he's very comfortable driving the ball the other way, and he does drive it the other way. Hellman's not that big, but power's a little bit deceiving. 6 home runs on the year. That time drives to the right field corner for a leadoff double.
Braden Shoemaker at the plate. Hellman hitting .500 this weekend. Will Dalton just homered for Florida. The Gators, the defending national champs, #1 all season long, and the #1 national seed despite struggling late in the season. Kevin O'Sullivan trying to lead his team back to Omaha and back-to-back national championships. Up the middle, up the bat of Shoemaker. Hellman will be stopped at third, ran through it, and he'll come on home. Will Bolt just pointed to the plate instead of bothering to wave him.
Just go that way. Just keep running that way.
It looked like a stop sign at first, like he was pointing third. Now I'm just gonna point home. Let's go.
Like those two swings if you're Bolt. Fastball center cut. Shoemaker stays on it, drives it right back up the middle. Very simple sign at third base. Point, run that way. Michael Hellman does score second run of the game for A&M.
Aggies down 6. Bottom of the 6th is Chris Hendritzis. Swings at the first into right. Ellis coming on. Cleans back. 1 down. Let's get back to the studio. What's shaking at him?
Well, Tom, we got Arkansas taking on Southern Miss. 2-0 Arkansas on the top of the second, and that's Eric Cole. Deep and gone off the full count. A 2-run home run. Cole, 13th of the year. How about Arkansas? 7-0. It's only the top of the third, Tom.
And that's what Arkansas can do. When Eric Cole in the leadoff spot and is hitting bombs, you're in a really, really good spot.
13 home runs from your leadoff man, Henson Kerstad, the freshman. 2 yesterday. Arkansas can score runs in a hurry, especially in the ballpark in that environment.
Here's Logan Foster batting in the 5-hole, runner on and 1 down. Talking about Logan Foster, part of that Lincoln connection for this A&M team. He's still very much a Cornhusker football fan. His dad runs Cornhusker Heating and Air back in Lincoln. Wants to take it over someday. I looked it up. They're graded A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
Look at you. Like it.
There's the pipeline down at 35.
You got problems at home. I know who I'm calling next.
Into left. Well hit. Hibbler back to the track. Weird angle, and at the wall, he's able to haul it in. 2 down.
That one carries another 5 feet. This one's got a little different feel.
This one meaning the entire game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, 8-2, you're looking at it saying, okay, there's a lot of things that need to go right now for A&M to get right back in the middle of it. Logan Foster takes one off the scoreboard. And you're A&M, you're feeling a little different right now. This guy can do it too, though.
Nolan Kim has delivered 18-24 first strikes. And while the Aggies are trying to maneuver through some of the off arms in their bullpen, Kingham is keeping Texas from even sniffing theirs. Aggies have plenty of talent down there. So does Texas, but none needed thus far. Mateo Boki pitched 3 innings for the save last night for the Longhorns. Yodu just missed.
Right ball. See where Petrinsky starts. He's slitting that opposite batter's box on the inside part of it. He catches it in the middle of his body, which he did. It's a ball.
Little roller right side. McKenzie takes it himself. Aggies push a run across in a couple early hits, but leave one stranded. 8-2 Texas.
Oh, come on. Do you know how much this cost me? You're killing me. Let me rephrase that.
Your refrigerator, air conditioner, water heater will all die sometime. When they do, your homeowner's insurance won't cover them. Be sure your budget's protected with an American Home Shield home warranty. We help cover the cost to repair or replace components of your systems and appliances, no matter their age. Limitations and exclusions apply. All systems and appliances will eventually die. Count on American Home Shield to get you back up and running.
Air conditioner, too?
Be sure your budget's protected. For free information, call 1-800-952-7891. That's 1-800-952-7891. Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield.
Welcome back to Omaha.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do this.
That one is got a grand slam. And it's caught. Oh, no way. That's 50. They'll come home with it. Boom! And they dogpile and surrounded. College World Series starts Saturday, June 16th at TD Ameritrade in Omaha. I don't know, but the feeling I get, I know it's awesome every year, but it just kind of feels like this year could be wild.
Really? Playing a hunch there, Tom.
Now look at the parity we had during the season. We had some elite teams in Florida, Stanford, Oregon State, and some great teams right behind them. But I don't know if you could, even right now, predict the 8 that will get there. And then the 8 that would have the most success once we get there.
I think it's one of the great parts of this tournament. I mean, one of the great parts about this tournament is what we saw down in Tallahassee today. The things that happen that you don't think are going to happen. You don't think Elijah McNamee is going to step up, take an 0-2 pitch, hit the seats, and eliminate Florida State in a game that Florida State really dominated the entire course of the ballgame. That's the beauty of this. It's where we just don't know. That's why we show up.
Oregon State, Stanford, Florida, Arkansas. Look at the power numbers they put up. Which of the elite teams, maybe starting with the top 8 national seeds, which is built best? Ellis drops the butt now. Which is built best to win in Omaha?
I think Oregon State may be.
I got a wild card for you. They're not a top 8 national seed. Texas has speed at the top of the batting order. They've got power in Cody Clemens. Got really, really good pitching at the front end of the rotation.
Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you compare Texas starters to Oregon State starters, Florida starters, Stanford starters, there's a little bit of a gap there. Now, it's not a talent gap, and we've seen it. Nolan Kemp can go out and dominate. He hasn't done this consistently over the course of the season.
Pair of home runs for Cody Clemens tonight. The home run total for this season matches his dad's retired jersey number, 21 of them. Interested observer. Isn't it funny that the Clemens kids, 4 of them, all made their mark at the plate as opposed to on the mound?
I thought it was interesting when Rocket was talking about that, how he said, you know what, it's more enjoyable, a little bit easier to watch them because they all hit instead of watching them on the mound. I'm in a totally different situation. My son's 13 years old, but I get it. Like when they're on the mound, you're kind of looking at every little thing that they do, and it's not easy to stand back sometimes. Just let them be them. It's really cool to talk about his kids.
Clemens trying to tie a Texas single game record with his 3rd home run. It's been done 5 times. Runner goes, throw to second from the new catcher. Hunter Coleman is late. The last Longhorn to hit 3 home runs in a single game was J.D. Reininger. Did it against TCU back in 2002. If he does it here, they might as well build him a statue. Full house. This regional sold out in about 33 hours when the tickets went on sale. Strike 3 called. Let's check in with Adnan.
All right, Tom, thank you. Florida versus Jacksonville. This is Jonathan India. Keith Laws, number 9 players, big board for the upcoming MLB draft on Monday. Will Dalton deep right after him. As Gators, the early chomp, 2-0 right now, bottom of the 4th. Tom?
Florida has the SEC Coach of the Year, the SEC Pitcher of the Year, the SEC Player of the Year. And Will Dalton, who's combined 5 for 7 this weekend with a couple of doubles, 2 home runs, and he's driven in 7.
Yeah, we were talking about last week how it had been so long since Will Dalton hit a home run. Will Dalton's back. Jonathan India never left. He has been one of the best hitters in the country the entire season.
Zach Zubia is 1 for 3 tonight.
Change up there from Anna Minor. We've seen him throw the pitch a lot. That's clearly the pitch that he's second most comfortable. In fact, be most comfortable throwing. Right on right, Zubia all the way out in front of it. Miss all over St. Louis in their opener, 9-2 the bottom of the 6th. Ole Miss wins. They'll meet Tennessee Tech tomorrow on the winner's side.
And the winner of that regional will meet the winner of this one. Should Ole Miss win, they host. Nice to see the Swayze Field dried out. It was an natatorium last night. Ben McDonald is there. He said it was raining Buddha balls. Flood the dugout, flooded the bullpens in the outfield. You think Ben travels with his fishing rod?
Sure.
Surprised he didn't pass the line.
Blaine Knight, Arkansas's ace, does.
Knight 11-0 on the season after the win last night for Razorbacks. The only pitcher in college baseball to have a mark that good. Hot shot to Yancho. That'll close the inning. Time to step into the stretch here in Austin, Texas. Leads A&M 8-2.
This is your wake-up call. If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, month after month, the clock is ticking on irreversible joint damage. Ongoing pain and stiffness are signs of joint erosion. Humira can help stop the clock. Prescribed for 15 years, Humira targets and blocks a source of inflammation that contribute to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Help stop the clock on further irreversible joint damage. Talk to your rheumatologist. Right here, right now. Humira.
How do you love me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy, standing here today. Couldn't make you love me.
Applebee's 2 for $20 now with steak. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
This cookie jar shake is like the perfect marriage of Oreo cookies and real ice cream.
Now that's a wedding I would kill to go to.
Sure, at it now.
Should give a speech?
No.
I've known ice cream since college.
For a limited time, get new real ice cream cookie jar shakes half price after 8 p.m.
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
they're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure the child is taught the right way.
Sure, you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit USAB.com or download the USA Basketball mobile app.
This Sunday Night Baseball's in Houston. It's a rematch of last year's ALDS. Red Sox, Astros square off. No Mookie Betts, no Dustin Pedroia. Both on the DL in the last 2 days. JD Martinez, Andrew Benintendi in the Red Sox. It's Altuve, Correa, George Springer in the Astros. Starts at a special time, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN app.
Plenty of school spirit on the field in that one tomorrow night, including guys who played in the College World Series like Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Alex Bregman for LSU, among others.
Rich Porcello, Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton has been electric all year.
Throwing the ball harder than he ever has. Up the middle, kicked off the heel. And Alante Wingate reaches to start the seventh. What do you got on Charlie Morton in his spin rate going through the roof this year?
There's a few of them. Garrett Cole's a little bit different. I love the way I was talking to a few guys about this over the last week, just about the way that Houston looks at analytics and the way they use it on the pitching side. The change that they've made with Garrett Cole since he's been there and focusing more on the slider, his strikeout rate's gone through the roof. Charlie Morton's an entirely different guy. It's fascinating the way that analytics, everybody wants to say yes on analytics or no on analytics. They're not going anywhere, and the reality is the Astros, the Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, they put it into play as well as anybody.
They get some drama out in Lubbock. A tight one between the Red Raiders and Louisville. Texas Tech fake stealing home. Pokes Louisville into a block, and they have extended their lead to 2-1 in the third. I'm sorry, 3-1 now. Red Raiders, the #9 national seed.
Olin Kingham's been really good tonight. He's been really efficient on a night that he needed to be efficient.
Hunter Coleman goes down swinging on a pitch of turf.
So we talk about King battling a virus this week, was a little bit off as far as preparation. Physically couldn't do much the last few days. Yesterday threw kind of a light bullpen just to get back on the mound, see what it felt like. Today the stuff has really responded. We talked to Rod Clemens about it when he was up here, and for guys that throw the sinker like Nolan Kingham does, sometimes it's better when you're a little bit tired. That arm extends a little bit more, gives a little bit more sink. The slider's been plus at times today.
Janssen tries to bunt his way on. Go ahead, Kingham.
He's done exactly what you would ask him to do. I mean, it's a Texas bullpen that's ready to go. I mean, if they had to go to it early today, they were fine. They only used 2 arms yesterday. Sugar at the starter, Mateo Oki on the back end. But for Kingham, he's really cruised for the most part, giving up just 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 6.
All of the K's straight have been swinging. Off the handle. McKenzie looks, it's into the 6. A little bit more competition to get a foul ball in this game than what we saw earlier between Indiana and Texas Southern. Everything hit into the seats turned into a game of Plinko. Swung it down in the dirt, got away, but first base occupied. Strikeout number 7 for Nolan Kingham. 2 down. ESPN Network bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All coverage is available on the ESPN app, including a battle of the Carolinas, East Carolina and South Carolina, scoreless in the bottom of the first in the Greenville Regional. Clemson and Vandy are tied at 3 in the 4th.
Auburn all over Army right now. 10-0 Auburn, bottom of the 5th. They move Auburn to 2-0 in the NC State Regional. Here's Zach DeLoach, 0 for 3 tonight. Kingham has been efficient, and he is once again, but that one went off his Nikes and everybody will be safe. Kingham has walked one tonight. That was Alante Wingate to start the 3rd, and since then 21 plate appearances, all of them finished in 5 pitches or less. And that could be a sign not only of his efficiency, but A&M's aggressiveness coming back to hurt him. That's a good point. If there was ever a night for A&M, if you didn't want to be as aggressive, it was tonight. You wanted Nolan Kingham to stand in that sun a little bit longer. You wanted him to start feeling the elements, just because he's been under the weather for a few days. He's gassed right now, and you can see in his face, but the reality is he's still throwing strikes. The sinker still has good movement. Phil Haig, the pitching coach, has to talk to him right now and just hear what he has to say. There's action in the Texas bullpen, but it's more just get up and start playing catch action.
Got to knock the dust at the bullpen chart. Hadn't been used in a while. Parker Joe Robinson on the right side. Cameron Fields behind the mound. Michael Hellman 2 for 3 tonight. They had weather issues in the Classic City last night. Georgia did not play. They won earlier today, and so they'll play 2, matching up with Troy tonight. That's a team that about 10 years ago was a regular in Omaha. And Georgia's now back on that.
The big way.
Hellman sends it to right. Ellis towards the line. We are through with 7. Texas in control 8-2 here in Austin.
Sunday Night Baseball, Red Sox Astros tomorrow at 7:30 on ESPN.
Join T-Mobile and get Netflix included, so your family can watch what they love in more places. Get an unlimited family plan with Netflix on us. And right now, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free.
I don't feel hungry. I don't feel stuffed.
I don't feel guilty. I still look buff.
I feel like finally snacking tastes the way it should.
I just had Sabra hummus and now I feel good.
With fresh ingredients and flavors like roasted red pepper and olive tapenade, it's no wonder people feel good about Sabra hummus. Sabra, the unofficial meal.
I just had Sabra hummus and now I feel good.
Ready or not, here I go.
The Women's College World Series Finals begin Monday on ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA. The private use of our audience, any other use of this telecast, or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
So team being it's go time, it's game time. You played all season. You win the Big 12, but now you got to where you wanted to go. So it's 0-0 now, right? 0-0. When you head out there, it's live, man. Take one. It's live. You're responsible for turning yourself on. He can say it, right? But who's responsible for turning us on? We are. It's live. Enjoy this, man. And congratulations on getting yourself here. Now that you're here, get it on.
Get it on.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was earlier this week when Matthew McConaughey paid a visit to the Longhorn locker room. All right, all right, all right.
Still got room in between us. It's an open invite.
Yes.
Come on in.
The right, Alante Wingate. Now adjusts, comes toward the line, and able to make the catch. Mason Hibbler is retired.
Well done. That's how quiet Wingate's head is when he runs. And the best outfielders are like this. Even when they're flying, that head doesn't move around very much. So when they get to that point, the ball's not moving if they have to go dive. Extend that glove to make the play. That's well done.
Going back to Matthew McConaughey visit, did you see how dialed in Cody Clemens was?
Yeah, they all were. But yeah, he was like I would be.
I think he makes a great point, is perhaps underappreciated during a random regular season game. This is the postseason. This is a sellout. This is your rival on your home field. Get it on. Ryan Reynolds bats in the 6th hole. He sends a line shot to center. If you're an Aggie fan, that's like Yakov Smirnoff opening for the Spin Doctors at the Iowa State Fair.
I haven't heard that one in a while, Hart. We're back in the vault there.
Yeah, time to break up the classics. First hit in the regional for Reynolds. He is 1 for 9. Some pop from DJ Petrinsky this weekend. A couple home runs. Minor didn't miss by much. In Greenville, North Carolina, the Gamecocks pushed 3 across in the first inning. South Carolina up 3-0. Hitters count, and 3-1 now to DJ Petrinsky. Decal in the helmet for Augie Garrido, 5-time national champion. Former Texas head coach passed away on March 15th after suffering a stroke at his home in California earlier this season. Augie played in the College World Series. He basically made a second home in Omaha as many times as he was there as a player and a coach. This one launched over his logo, center field. Deloach back. Catch made, 2 down. It was interesting Roger Clemens said about his sons playing for Augie Garrido and learning not just about baseball, but about the game of life. And that's what made Augie so special, not just to his players, but anybody who came in contact with him. Texas with an 8-2 lead, and if Augie were still with us, this is a team he would very much be over the moon about. When this team started the season 9-9, David Pierce said, we've just got to take one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time, one game at a time. And if anybody took baseball that way, it was Augie.
Good quote. The world treats winners different than losers.
7 conference titles at Texas. He finished his fantastic career as the winningest coach in college baseball history until Mike Martin passed him. Won a College World Series title in 4 different decades.
2 different places.
He built that Fullerton program out of nothing.
Yes.
And
yes.
When they went into USC back in the day, the organist asked him, do you have a copy of your fight song? I'd like to learn it. They had a fight song. He said, do you know the words to China Grove? That would fit our team. He also amassed hundreds of parking tickets at Fullerton. That was one of the best Augie stories.
Yeah.
And when he went back to visit, the short story is didn't have parking near the field, so he parked every day. He got a parking ticket every day. And eventually, at a Christmas party, the local constable showed up and put him in cuffs and hauled him away for the unpaid parking tickets. The judge essentially dismissed it. The very next day, Augie had parked right back on the field once again. And when Augie Garrido went to visit Fullerton this year, he took his SUV and he drove right onto the field and he parked in front of the third base dugout.
As he should. As he should. I mean, building a program sometimes is maybe used a little bit too much. He built one of the best programs in the country, and then he came and took over one of the best programs in the country and won national titles at both. I thought it was great what Rock said earlier just about his sons getting him towards the back end of his career where maybe he had softened a little bit.
Oh, he definitely mellowed.
But there were still the times. There were still the times to where it was the fire that Augie was known so well for the course of his career.
One of ESPN Films' very first documentaries was about Augie Garrido and his Texas program. It's called Inning by Inning.
Yeah.
If you can find any clips of it on YouTube, go watch it and watch the way he addresses his team and dresses down his team after losses.
You may want to put the kids to bed first on that one. That's one where it gets a little louder than you think it's going to, and it was such a true look at just the guy's soul. It was awesome.
He knew that baseball was about more than wins and losses, but he took it personally.
Yeah.
Earlier this season, Texas had a trip to Baton Rouge. They played LSU. Augie Garrido and Skip Bertman both were out first pitches. They were caught by David Pierce and Paul Maneri. Representing 11 national championships on one field. Chandler Joe's walk on mound now for Texas A&M. After his memorial service earlier this season, his widow Jeannie went to his favorite steakhouse. Coaching staff from Cal State, Fullerton, TCU all showed up, and it turned in, as any Augie get-together would, turned into a little party.
And then more started showing up. The coaches started showing up.
That might happen at Solomio this year in Omaha.
Well, that's a pretty good plan. I'm sure Donnery kept the place open a little bit later.
I asked Augie about the rivalry at Texas A&M, and he just kind of laughed about it. He said, I don't have anything against those guys. I don't have anything against their fans. And he got the biggest kick out of something I'm sure many Aggie fans would think he didn't know about. Their nickname for him was Soggy Burrito, and he just giggled about it. Did you know they call me Soggy Burrito? Isn't that great? You didn't have to spend much time with him to learn some of life's greatest lessons. He loved to talk cooking as much as he did baseball.
Movies.
And if you wanted a Kevin Costner story, he had all of them. Ask Costner about the time in New York for Fashion Week if you get the chance. Tough play. Yancha get by everybody. And the runner runs through the bag at second, and Texas gifts an out to Texas A&M. Ted Shaw went right through the bag. Aggies catch a break. Texas should make it to Omaha. We'll have a lot of folks rooting for them. Thanks to that man.
No bars. Oh no, it's like somebody needs a new network. When I got this unlimited plan, they told me they were all the same. I was just trying to save a few bucks. Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's basically made for places like this.
Honey, what if it was just us out here?
Well, I guess I didn't think about that. Verizon did. So I ordered you a car. Thank you. You don't want to be out here at night because of the coyotes. Bye.
Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on. Go with the best, starting at $40 a line for 4 lines.
Insurance that won't replace the full value of your new car? You're better off throwing your money right into the harbor.
Gonna regret that.
New car replacement. If your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange. Brewed with real lime and orange peel to be the most summery beer on the planet. Possibly other planets, too. Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange. Brewed with real citrus peels.
You can do and you can say anything you want. Live your life and I'll live mine any way I want. Anything you want. And I want. Make you.
The moment you realize you're ready to make dinner, but your oven isn't.
At Lowe's, we have more appliances to choose from, so you'll find the right one at the right price, and we'll deliver it free.
Shop Lowe's, get $1,070 off a Whirlpool Black Stainless Steel Kitchen Suite.
NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And in part, Boss Subway. Make it what you want.
Under the lights at Dish Falk Field, where Texas has built an 8-2 lead over Texas A&M in what is either the 375th or 370th meeting between these two rivals. Aggies and Longhorns don't agree on much, and they don't agree on the series history. And apparently they don't agree on whether or not the football series will resume. Tom Herman celebrates birthday today. The Texas head coach has told his AD, Chris Del Conte, that he wants to get it going. Backhand Hamilton. Shoemake retired. Wouldn't that be something special? They're watching from the tennis center, well behind the left field wall. We had Matt Brown in the booth earlier. He's at the game tonight, and we talked about a game that stands on its own on the football side, and that was the game that they played after the bonfire collapse killed 12 Aggies. And I asked Mac how he handled it. He said, the first thing I did is I called RC. And I said, what do you want to do? If you want to play, we will play. If you don't want to play, we won't. And then he said, my wife Sally, she had the best idea of all. She said, we can't help the families of those 12 who lost their kid, but we can do something else. So they put together a blood drive with the Red Cross. Deep left field off the bat of Andrews. Off the top of the fence. And he'll stand up at second base. And there was line after line of Longhorns wanting to help out. That game ended when Jay Brooks came on a safety blitz, had a strip sack of Major Applewhite. Freshman Brian Gamble from Alto, Texas, recovered the fumble, put his hands to the sky, and the Aggies were able to run out the clock.
He won 16 A&M. To hear Mac retell that story, I mean, you could see the emotion hit him right away. He went back to that day.
A strike to Logan Foster. Now, there have been other great matchups, both team-wise and individually, no matter the sport in the history of this rivalry. You go back to Kevin Brandt's lone year in a Longhorn uniform. He had a mano-a-mano battle with A.C. Law. Went multiple overtimes. Law fired a 3 over Durant's head. Splash it in, grab the jersey, said, that's what I do. And then Kevin Durant came down and scored again. And again. And again.
Didn't stop since.
Ricky Williams set the national rushing record in 1998 against the Aggies. A lot of history. Here's a man with some history. His name's Adnan.
Still young at heart, I tell you. All right, coming up next here on ESPN, Nick Magical. Simply Magical. Projected number 5 pick in Keith Law's mock draft 3.0. Oregon State LSU. Next here on The Deuce. Tom, back to you.
History and future, Adnan. Look at the K's piling up for Nolan Kingham.
God, Adnan laughing.
You can do that without quoting a movie, did something right.
Right. Cinephile.
Will Frizzell at the plate. He's 1 for 3. Duke trying to come back against Campbell, and the Blue Devils just took a 9-8 lead in the 9th against the Camels.
They're down 8-1 that game, I believe.
Elimination game in Athens. Duke in the NCAA tournament for the 2nd consecutive season. Second pitch of the night for Kingham. Outside 3-1. Sports Center tonight with Kenny Mayne and John Anderson after the Women's College World Series on ESPN. They'll break down Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Golden Knights and the Caps. Verlander takes on the Red Sox to calm on the hill against the Cubs. And what adjustments we see in Game 2 for Cavs and Warriors? SportsCenter, 11:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. I recommend time and score. On their field, a dish Falk 2 down in the 8th. Payoff pitch to Frizzell, the freshman. Spoils enough.
Talk about the efficiency of Nolan Kingham tonight. 2 outs in the 8th inning. This is just the 3rd time he's gone to a 3-ball count.
Another one in the seats. What a fantastic atmosphere at Ishfalk Field tonight. To the right side, Clemens can't reach it. Around third, Andrich. A&M pulls within 5 here in the bottom of the 8th.
That's quite a bat right there for the freshman. Fouled off some tough ones. Frizzell gets a fastball bottom part of the zone they can handle. I think that'll be it for Nolan Kingham. But David Pierce, it's all you can ask of the right-hander.
A 96 pitch night for Nolan Kingham. He'll leave in line for his 8th win of the season. Josh Sawyer will replace him. A pep talk the departed Kingham and innovation. Rockets got on his shirt and King said it to the crowd. This is our house. They are the visitors on the scoreboard only tonight. And Nolan Kingham has Texas in control. His week started with virus. He was limited in the work he can do. If that's what a virus does for you, I say pass it around.
That's right. They'll be lined up for that one right now. Give me a shot if you need to. I'll take it.
So Texas is in control. They should win this one and play for a regional final tonight. And they have a surplus of arms now ready to go, even if this thing does go 7.
Yeah, I mean, if you're David Pierce, you can't be in a better position from a pitching standpoint. Nolan Kingham takes you deep in this ball game. Obviously, you got to hold on to win this one, but you got to feel pretty good right now. And it's because everything's working. I mean, Nolan Kingham was great tonight, 8 strikeouts. And again, on a night where you just weren't quite sure what you were going to get, purely from a health standpoint. The reality is Kingham's been up and down this year. He's good, he's looked like this. And when he's good, this stuff can come out and dominate. It did tonight. He had 8 strikeouts, 7 were on the slider. So when he got to the plus count, that's when you saw his best sliders of the night. The 2-seam fastball got him a lot of outs and really got him in 2-strike counts. So that forced a lot of foul balls to get deep into counts. Impressive night for a kid that, you know, wasn't feeling his best, but he could have fooled anybody in the ballpark, that's for sure.
Well, sometimes we do our best work. We're a little under the weather.
We try to fool him every night.
He looks sapped right now.
I thought he looked sapped in the 5th or 6th. I mean, it looked like from an injury standpoint he was done. I tell you what I think he did. I mean, he just kind of simplified it. Like, take 2-seam fastball on the bottom part of the zone, try to finish guys off with a slider. And ultimately, the stuff was enough. The pitches moved 2 different ways. A&M just couldn't sit on anything. They ended up getting 9 hits, just couldn't string a lot of them together at once. Alontae
Wingate back to the plate. Josh Sawyer, junior from San Angelo, on the mound. 27th appearance. Only 28 innings worked. I mean, it looks like he could use a nap. Trying to advance to the regional final. Close.
Josh Sawyer thought it was there. Left-hander took a few steps towards the Tex dugout right there. It looked out, but it went out by much.
Just fouled. Right side, Clemens has it. Simple. This is Texas's house.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they walk away with something much more valuable.
Coming up, America's new secret pleasure, Deal Dash. But first, the weather.
Yes! Second here, please.
Another package from Deal Dash.
Thanks. Can you put it over there? I won! Don't worry, babe. On Deal Dash, ship's always free.
Hey, want to shopping?
Can't. I'm in the middle of a really hot auction for some super cute stuff.
Are you in Deal Dash too?
Shush, I'm in the middle of a very important auction.
DealDash.com auctions thousands of cool products and offers 90-day money-back guarantee on your first big-pack purchase.
I won!
Wow! Mom, what'd you win?
Look, Mrs. K, I won.
Go to Deal Dash and sign up now. Use promo code BEARD. Get 100 free bids on your first purchase. Visit DealDash.com.
You're watching the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Deep in the heart of Texas at Dish Falk Field, where the Longhorns lead the Aggies in this 1-0 game. A&M will likely fall into an elimination game tomorrow with Indiana. 8 o'clock Eastern first pitch, and then Texas will try to claim a regional title tomorrow night at 9 o'clock against the winner of Indiana and A&M should this score hold. Stars big and bright for the Longhorns tonight. Cody Clemens, a first inning 3-run home run, added a solo shot in the 6th. Duke Ellis trying to back his way on. Pardon me, Hamilton. Cody a couple batters away. Sneaking on his batting glove apparently. Hamilton, second-team all-conference shortstop. Earlier this season, David Pierce referred to him as the glue guy on this team. He was their everyday shortstop last year as a freshman. And he flicks this one to left. Foster on the run. Down. Usually glue guy would suggest that there's not much upside. There's a lot of upside to Hampton.
There's a ton of upside. We've already talked about the defense. He made an error tonight. It was more a mental error than a physical error. Just picked his head up. But the reality is David Hamilton does some things you just can't do. Watch clock in the upper left-hand corner. This is on a bunt yesterday. That's a 3.55 to first base. That's world class when you compare it to the major leagues. And he starts doing this. Coming in tonight, Hamilton 30 stolen bases. He stole home yesterday against the left-hander. The other thing he has is instinct. It's one thing to have speed. It doesn't make you a good base stealer. Instinct combined with speed makes you a great base stealer, and he has both. So if the score holds, it'll be A&M Indiana in the early one tomorrow. Winner of that one would have to beat Texas twice. From there's plenty of pitch in there. Would suspect would either see Asa Lacy. They've done it numerous times. The reality is they're going to have to stretch him out at some point. I don't think there's any other way to get through this. But you're going to face an Indiana team that came into the tournament 5th in the country ERA. So both have plenty of pitching depth to ultimately win 3 straight, which is what you'll need to do coming out of the losers bracket.
Yeah, it turns into because just getting to the next game doesn't do enough when you're coming out of the losers bracket. You got to win. You got